An underwater tunnel, an underground hotel, a super-speed railway, a gigantic power plant at sea, or a huge paradise for shopaholics. These daring contemporary projects are shocking in their scale. Many of them are built against all architectural norms, but somehow it works. As you can see, we have stories to tell. Let's go! Steinway Tower. How do you like this breathtaking view of New York? Welcome to Steinway Tower, the thinnest skyscraper in the world, sporting 52 stories and a height of 1,428 feet. Located on 6th Avenue, just south of Central Park, Steinway Tower is the third tallest skyscraper in New York and the fourth tallest in the US. It has the smallest width-to-height ratio amongst all existing skyscrapers, 1 to 24. Similar to a goose feather, the facade of the building is tapered at the top. Two reinforced concrete side walls that reach up to 3 feet in thickness feature narrow windows between vertical piers of terracotta, surrounded by the bronze mullions. The other elevations have large glass windows. To protect the tall, narrow building from wind and vibrations, the top part includes an 800 short-ton damper. Construction began in July 2015, and the estimated completion date is the end of 2021. Tesla's new Terafactory in Austin, Texas. And what would you do without Elon Musk, who continues to shock Earth's population with outlandish projects? And so Tesla is building a new factory in Austin, Texas. The so-called Terafactory will span across 2,100 acres of land, which will significantly surpass the current gigafactories in size. Once it's completed, the Terafactory will create about 5,000 jobs within 4 years. Terafactory will be dedicated to manufacturing its batteries, Cybertruck, and Tesla semi-vehicles, Model Y yachts, and Model 3 electric cars. Tesla's main goal is to be 100% green, which is why parts of the complex will be powered by solar energy. By the way, the cost of this factory is estimated at only $1 billion. Furman Belt Tunnel. Imagine for a moment you are on a train or in a car and you suddenly realize that before you is an entire channel. And this can become a reality because a tunnel connecting Denmark and Germany is being constructed as we speak, crossing the Furman Belt in the Baltic Sea. It will feature 2 railway tracks and a 4-lane motorway. The tunnel will be 10.9 miles long and 130 feet deep below the surface of the sea. You'll be able to cover this distance in 7 minutes by train or 10 minutes by car. This will shorten the train journey between Hamburg and Copenhagen, which currently takes 5 hours, to about 2 hours. The overall cost of construction is estimated to come at 8.7 billion euros. Many of us are probably thinking, why wouldn't you just build a bridge there? The thing is, they did plan to build one initially, but due to lower risk associated with construction of such a time-consuming project, they opted for a tunnel. If all goes according to plan, the construction should be completed in 2028. You have probably seen a myriad of different hotels, but we're sure that none of them compare to Songjiang Intercontinental. This 18-story building doesn't reach for the sky. Instead, it burrows deep into the ground. This incredible hotel was built not far from Shanghai, despite the rules and regulations. It took 12 years and $290 million to bring this project to life. Beforehand, there was a disused granite quarry at the bottom of which the groundwater would accumulate. They decided not to drain it, but raise the water level instead. As a result, 2 of the floors are surrounded by water. 16 floors are below surface level, and only 2 are tower above the ground. As for the roof, there is a huge park spanning across 32,000 square feet. The total area of the complex is 4,609,106 square feet. But the most unique thing about this hotel is its use of geothermal and solar energy. Great Garuda, Jakarta, Indonesia. The infrastructure of the Indonesian capital, Jakarta, is powerless against floods during the monsoon season. Furthermore, due to the combination of extracting groundwater and the weight of high-rise buildings, the city is sinking between 2.75 to 5.5 inches a year. That means that in 50 years, the streets of Jakarta will be 9 to 16 feet below sea level. A sad prognosis, isn't it? But the salvation plan was already put together and is currently being implemented. To protect the city from the floods, there is a plan to construct a 20-mile seawall in the shape of a Garuda, a large mythical bird that is the country's national symbol. There will be a whole new waterfront city with an airport, a harbor, a toll road, a residential area, an industrial zone, a sewage treatment plant, a reservoir, and a number of parks. The construction of this wall is going to take 10 to 15 years. Meanwhile, over 18 miles of existing dams will be fortified with 17 artificial islands. The cost of this project is estimated at $40 billion, and since the government can't afford it, Jakarta officials are hoping to receive funds from investors. Padma Bridge. And this is a 2-level bridge across the Padma River, the main distributary of Ganges. It is being constructed in Bangladesh for the purpose of linking the southwest of the country to the northern and eastern regions. This is the most complex project in the country's history. The upper level carries a 4-lane highway, and the lower level is dedicated to a single-track railway. This is the longest bridge in Bangladesh. The highest depth of pile of this bridge is 400 feet, which is higher than any other bridge. The bridge features 42 pillars and 41 spans. The cost of construction is estimated at $1.1 billion. Hornsea Wind Farm. And this is Hornsea Wind Farm, the largest wind farm in the world, located in the North Sea off the coast of England. It is expected to have a total capacity of up to 6 gigawatts. This project was split into several subzones. The construction of the first phase began in January 2018, and the first turbines began supplying power to the UK national electricity grid in February 2019. The capacity of the first, already active project is 1.2 gigawatts, and this power plant can supply energy to over 1 million homes. The size of the Hornsea site is impressive. It has a total area of 1,830 square miles. If this doesn't amaze you, how about the fact that the water depth in the zone is between 72 and 240 feet? Imagine how difficult it was to install all of this equipment on the seabed made of sand and gravel. The project is expected to be completed no earlier than 2028. Honolulu Rail Transit. And this is what a future railway transit corridor looks like. Currently under construction in Honolulu, Hawaii, it's going to be the first large-scale light metro system in the United States, featuring platform screen doors and driverless train sets. The 21-station route from East Kapolei to Ala Moana Center will pass through communities along southern Oahu, including downtown Honolulu and Honolulu International Airport. The cost of this railway system is estimated at $12.4 billion, which is more than double of the original budget of $5.5 billion. The supporters of this project say that it will reduce the amount of traffic congestion in Honolulu, which is considered some of the worst in the United States. On the other hand, highway defenders think it's economically ineffective. Others object to the cost, as well as the fact that funding is going toward a line that doesn't service their region. After all, the project is financed by a surcharge on local taxes. New Suez Canal. Of course, you couldn't ignore the Egyptian megaproject for the restoration of the Suez Canal. The new Suez Canal is 45 miles long, includes 22 miles of the newly created waterway and a 23-mile stretch of the old waterway, which has been expanded. Curiously, the construction was expected to take 5 years, but in the end, the new Suez Channel was built in just a year and opened on the 6th of August 2015. To achieve this, nearly 30,000 square miles of land along both banks had to be transformed. Right now, there is only one tunnel, but over time there are plans to build 6 more auto and railway tunnels. The new channel allows ships to sail in both directions, which reduces the average transit time from 10 to 12 hours to 3 hours. And if initially the capacity of the Suez Canal allowed for 49 ships a day, now up to 97 ships can pass through. As for the revenues, they are expected to increase from $4.5 billion to $13 or even $15 billion by 2023. The construction of the new Suez Canal cost about $4.2 billion. And by the way, it was completed without any foreign investments. Instead, Egyptian citizens took an active part in funding the project through bank certificates of deposit. The Palmyra, Scottsdale. And this place in Arizona, USA, will soon become a shopping and leisure paradise. More specifically, a unique community called Palmyra. It's being built on 122 acres of land on the border of Scottsdale and Paradise Valley. The area connects luxury living spaces to shopping malls with pedestrian paths designated for lovely walks. The first phase of construction cost $2 billion. The villas are priced up to $1 million, and the estate homes have a starting price of $5 million. By the way, out here you won't see 2 similar homes side by side. The architects deliberately designed individual projects in a variety of styles: prairie, modernist, and contemporary styles. In addition, there are plans to open over 60 boutiques and 12 restaurants with open-air seating. High Speed 2. The railroad of the future. You can definitely say that about HS2, which will provide a high-speed train commute between London, Birmingham, Manchester, and Leeds. 250 miles per hour. That's the speed the High Speed 2 express trains are expected to develop. As a result, Manchester and Birmingham will only be an hour away from London, and traveling from Leeds to London will be possible in under 1.5 hours. To achieve that, the entire railway infrastructure has to be built from scratch. The project includes 25 stations, about 300 bridges, and dozens of tunnels, including those underneath central London. The Colne Valley Viaduct will be the longest railway bridge in Great Britain at 2.1 miles. It will also feature see-through noise barriers that will minimize the impact on the natural environment of the Colne Valley Regional Park. The tunnels will be laid under buildings, as well as under agricultural land, pastures, and nature reserves. In order to avoid disturbing sheep and wild animals, the tunnels will be laid at the depth of about 330 feet. The developers claim that HS2 will relieve the pressure on urban and intercity transport networks and reduce CO2 emissions. Bringing this project to life could cost the UK £100 billion. Dubai Land. And this is Dubai Land, an entertainment complex currently being built in Dubai. The project was announced back in 2003. At the time, it was one of the most ambitious leisure projects, costing $64.3 billion. But its development was severely affected by the financial crisis in Dubai. The construction was put on hold, but resumed in mid-2013, when $55 billion was raised for the project. Spanning across 107 square miles, Dubai Land will be divided into 6 themed zones. To give you some idea, it will be twice as large as Disney World. The Sahara Kingdom theme park alone will cover 4,951,399 square feet. It will feature high-end virtual and physical rides, an IMAX movie theater, a retail zone, 4 hotels, and residential accommodations. All of the above developed to fit the traditional Arabian folklore and the tales of 1001 Nights. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video and you have something to say, give it a thumbs up and leave your comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because you'll find many interesting videos here that will tell you fascinating stories and facts. Best of luck!